going to have a second convening. And this time it will not just be women of color presidents in higher education. Our idea, Sister President, is to also bring together women of color who are presidents in other sectors.
Good, good. Yeah.
In media, in government, in religion, and to say, what are the issues that we struggle with as leaders? But to put it simply, how do we respectfully, socially reproduce ourselves? Which I think was your question. And if you hear my bias, it's not unconscious, it's our bias, all right, then I'm claiming that there is something about women of color presidents in higher education because they are bringing the perspective of two sets of experiences. And if you fundamentally believe in diversity, then two sets of experiences have something that can be incredibly powerful.
I think that also, I just want to add to that great question as well. It matters that we run things, and we need to really see what that looks like. You know, running organizations in different sectors. And I think that, you know, in my own experience, when I was chair of African American Studies at Yale, I was not chair of the English department. The English department did not want me to be its chair. My degrees are in English. But I didn't want to be in the tired old English department. I mean, all due respect to my colleagues who were there, but to be in an interdisciplinary department that at the time was the finest Black Studies department on planet Earth, interfacing with people in 12 different, the economics department, the history department, the American Studies department, the anthropology department, the law school, the medical school, the divinity school, having to work with colleagues and chairs and the forestry school, you know, to do hiring with people jointly, collaboratively in all of those spaces. What was I knew that I had the most interesting job at the university. I sought no other job, even though I knew that there were also some who, again, you would think that's who we'd look to for leadership, but you know, that was where I wanted to be. But what was very powerful was when I went to the Ford Foundation to have, so we're talking also about leadership that goes outside of certain ladder tracks and can move laterally. To have Darren Walker say to me, oh yes, I saw that what you were doing was what would enable you to lead a more complex institution. You were not moving unilaterally, you were moving multilaterally. You were seeing more than one thing at the same time. So I think that what is really, really important to your question is thinking about how we recognize leadership potential when we are not necessarily you know, climbing up the ladder in the image of those who are above us. Right? And what is it that we are capable of doing, and what does it mean, you know, I think as we all do and commit to seeing that capability in others and saying, okay, you know, it may not look like this, but I think I can put you in the room and you can do something that's broader. I think what this also means is, you know, the importance of, you'll have to remind me, I have to remember some of those things in the 10-point program.
The manifesto.
The manifesto, that's right. But I think that understanding, and this to our beautiful movie, the dynamism of our spaces, understanding that if you were at Howard Law School in the 1950s, there was no place else on planet Earth where you could have a better understanding of the power of what the law could do. And just understanding that non-defensively, and understanding where that, you know, where that brilliance and that experience can take